Uncanny.
Hello. Yes, I'm May Parker.
This is Mr. Ayers, Peter's geometry teacher.
We met at that bake sale.
Yes. I wanted to talk to you about Peter.
Is he with you?
No, actually, I was calling to tell you that he didn't show up to my class today. I understand with all the ruckus at school today that...
Wait, are you saying that Peter wasn't in class before the emergency?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Between me and you, he is an amazing student, but that doesn't mean he can just come and go as he pleases. I assume you'll deal with this on your end.
Yes.
Good. If there's anything I can do to help on my end, let me know.
Thank you. Gwen, I'm begging you, if you know where he is...
I swear to God, I don't. We walked to school and that was the last I saw him. I didn't even notice he was gone until the teacher started yelling.
Peter, are you down there? Are you in your lab? Peter, open this door! Peter!
What are you reading?
Oh, it's this book on the Kingpin. On his downfall. It's written by this guy I work with at the Daily Bugle. A reporter. Ben Urich. Great guy. He won an award for this and everything. And I have totally been meaning to read it. But I have not had a moment, to just sit and read.
Well, I hate to do this to you, Peter, but we really need you to wake up now. Peter, my name is Charles Xavier. These are my X-Men.
Uncanny.
Well, for one, I am very glad you're okay.
How old are you?
Wait, what happened?
Well... Storm! Storm, we're in trouble here!
Jane! The Spider-Man kid and the other kid! The guys are going to die!
We're going to die! I can't keep this plane together telekinetically at the speed. Not even close. Kitty, hold on to something.
Yeah, okay! Why don't I do that?
I don't know what to do! I can't...
Wait, Ororo, switch!
What?
Storm, take the plane. I'll get the boys. Watch your wind roar. I'm working on psych here.
Sorry. Hold on, kitty cat.
Great!
And you're welcome.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
What?
You took off my mask?
We wanted to make sure you were still breathing.
Man, I am trying to keep a secret identity here. No one respects my secret identity. No one. One secret. That's all I want. I want to put on the mask and keep it on. And every time I turn around, someone somewhere finds out I'm Peter Parker.
We didn't know your name.
Dude, check out what they did to my nipples.
He looks a lot happier than the last time I saw him.
I gave him a happy thought.
You zapped his brain with your mutant psychic brain?
A little.
Is that ethical?
Honestly, no. But I already lost an entire aircraft because of him. This equipment is expensive.
Well, just please tell me that all this was worth it. Tell me I didn't fall out of an airplane for nothing.
It's rather complicated.
Okay, yes or no, is he a mutant or not?
Does anybody want anything to drink?
Well, the reason I was so interested in his case, the reason that I went to all this trouble to bring our friend Geldoff back here to my school, is because Cerebro, my mutant tracking and analysis network, couldn't...
This thing here, this is Cerebro?
Part of it.
Well...
Cerebro couldn't get a proper read on our friend here. It didn't recognize him as mutant, or human. And that's never happened before. Even now, my equipment isn't able to pull a complete analysis together. But now that I've been able to spend a little time with him, speak to him, and, pick his brain a little, it is my best guess that our young friend here has been the unwitting and undeserving guinea pig in a truly disgusting mutant-related genetic experiment. As far as I can tell, while still in the womb, someone, and I promise I will find out who, someone did illegal placenta tampering to him.
Yeah, placenta what?
When a woman is pregnant, she grows the fetus, but she also grows a placenta.
You're not going to give me the talk now, are you?
Do you need it?
No.
When a woman is pregnant, she grows a placenta. This placenta really is nothing short of a miracle organ that creates itself for the sole purpose of supplying the fetus with everything it needs. It links the mother to the fetus. This placental complex, which consists of the placenta and the... well, it doesn't matter. What my point is that it's a perfect symbiosis of two separate organisms, and when the baby is born, the placenta dies. The placenta literally dies. It serves no further purpose, so it dies away. So most research done on placenta is done on animals, or that minute after the fetus is born. There is still mystery as to the placenta's complete abilities. Research on the placenta while it is still functioning could do damage to the fetus. In fact, placenta tampering is flat out illegal in most countries, including Latveria, where our young friend is originally from. And what we have here, as far as I can tell, is a young man who had the isolated mutant gene injected into the placenta while he gestated. I suppose under the scientific school of, I wonder what would happen if...
No way.
Fascinating. Who would even consider this as a viable conduit to...
Well, fetal placental tissue isn't recognized as foreign and rejected by the maternal immune system. And there's any number of reasons for this.
Sure, secretions that suppress local immune responses.
Selective expression of antigens.
Impaired responses to immune-activating cytokines and...
Wait, sorry to interrupt. If he's this big science freak experiment with all these powers, if someone went to all the trouble as to inject crap into his placenta in what I assume was some kind of thing to turn him into a mutant, or to turn him into some kind of freak something... What's he doing in Queens, blowing up parked cars like an idiot?
We would imagine that this experiment was done without the mother knowing, and abandoned before it was discovered, or considered a failure at the time, only to manifest itself now, in puberty. We imagine that he was abandoned and sent away for adoption. Either way, it happened 15 years ago. It won't be easy, but I promise I am going to find out what and why you are what you are.
So what are you going to do with him?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question.
I'm going to present him to a couple of prestigious science organizations, and then present their findings to the UN, with the hope that the information is enough to get the UN to pressure these countries that turn a blind eye to these inhumane mutilations. This, finally, is a real smoking gun.
He.
What?
He is the smoking... whatever. You're talking about a person, you see? What if this guy here doesn't want any part of your agenda?
It's not my agenda. It's a human rights, mutant rights, moral...
Yeah, see, he seemed to be pretty homophobic.
Mutant phobic.
Mutant phobic. Seriously, I bet he wouldn't want to have anything to do with any of this.
At this point, it's not his decision to make. There's bigger considerations.
Then what? Then his life?
I understand what you are saying, Peter. I understand you. But the madman who did this to him in the first place is the person you should be frustrated with, not me.
And I'm saying, isn't this guy going to get a shot at a normal life?
Define normal.
Exactly.
Define this, fuzzball!
Spider-Man, please be reasonable.
Come on! We're getting out of here!
What are you...
Peter, what good would that do?
It was just a thought.
Peter, you've read my work. You know what my X-Men stand for. I promise that this young man will be treated with respect, and that good, true good, will come from this. And as far as Geldoff's rather ignorant point of view on the mutant experience, he and I will have a talk.
Dude, I wasn't really going to fight you or nothing. I was just showing off. I do that sometimes. We're cool?
Yeah. Okay.
You alright?
In what sense?
You going to be okay with this?
I guess.
You need a ride home back to Queens?
Oh my god! What time is it? I think if I learned anything from this whacked out day, it's that I am officially done meeting people I admire. Every time it turns to crap. Every time. I love Charles Xavier. I love the X-Men. And I am totally into their cause and everything, but now I am so frustrated with this whole thing, I want to smack him. Oh, I hope he's not still reading my mind. Hello? Professor X? Are you still listening to... Uh-oh.
We need to talk.
So, May, how have you been sleeping? How is Peter doing? Your nephew?
Well, to be honest, I had a bit of an incident. I get a call. Peter's school is being evacuated. Can you believe it? Evacuated! There was some kind of incident at a neighboring school, so they called off class. Just in case. So, like a lunatic, I run out of work without even telling my boss where I was going. I drive, like a maniac, to pick Peter up, only to find that he isn't in school. He wasn't at work, he wasn't at home, he's nowhere to be found. Then I get a call from one of his teachers. Seems he wasn't in class even before the evacuation. He skipped class. Yeah. Skipped class and now was nowhere to be found. I was out of my mind. Out of my mind. We need to talk. So, when he finally did come home, I had a complete nuclear meltdown, is what I had. Where were you?
I was...
Don't give me your fibs. Tell me where you were. Give me that.
Hey, no! What are you... Stop it!
I want to know what you're up to all day that you don't go to school.
No,
This isn't the first time I've had to sit here and worry about where
Stop
you...
it!
I want you to...
Let go!
I want you to tell me what you... I know that book.
It was my mom's.
This This...
It was in with their stuff. I found it. I remembered her reading it to me, and I wanted to read it again.
That's what you were doing today?
I was at the food court.
Reading a book?
What did you think I was doing?
Why weren't you in class? You're supposed to be in class.
I didn't feel like it.
Didn't feel like it. It's not...
All I skipped was geometry. I read all the chapters for this semester already. I read all of it, and I always get an A. I wanted to read this, and if I was at school, they'd make me just sit there. I don't do it all the time, just sometimes. I was into the book.
You scared me to death, Peter.
If I knew school was canceled, I would have run right home. I would have called. I didn't know. I didn't know. I won't do it again, I promise.
I thought you were dead.
I'm not.
So that was quite awful.
Did you think, maybe, Peter was out doing something he wasn't supposed to?
Like?
Are you afraid he's on drugs?
No. Okay. Yeah, this is embarrassing to say out loud. It's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
What about him?
I never told you this. This happened a couple of weeks ago. I was out shopping during lunch.
Take them all! Idiots! Get off them! Booyah!
I can't believe I had to get out of line at Taco Bell for this?
Get away from the window! Hold it!
This is the world I live in. This is the world I have to worry Peter is in. I can't even wrap my head around it. I know I'm not supposed to worry about things I can't control. I know that I can't control the world, but every time Peter leaves the house, I get... My skin crawls, thinking that some mutant, or this Spider-Man. And it's not the violence, or the bad people. It's the chaos of it. It's the bedlam. Right? On top of war, terrorism, violence, all those things. Now we have people that run around in their pajamas and do whatever they want. Whatever they want, whenever they want. And this Spider-Man. There's something about this Spider-Man. There's all kinds of crazy out there, but there's something specific about him.
What is it about Spider-Man that preoccupies you?
Preoccupies? Well, I hear his name every day now. My neighbor thinks he lives in our neighborhood. And everyone is always seeing him. He just swung by. A sighting. Can you imagine? He might be one of my neighbors. I don't know what exactly it is about him, per se. But I just don't want it. I don't want Spider-Man in my life. I don't want to have to worry that this Spider-Man is going to do something, and it'll somehow, even in a roundabout way, do something to hurt Peter.
Why do you think it's Spider-Man that preoccupies you? Because of the incident at the shopping center?
No, it's not just that. It's that he keeps popping up. First, this Spider-Man is involved in an attack on Peter's school. Something. They never really told us everything. Some kind of attack, but there he is. No one got hurt. Maybe he saved the kids. Fine. Then, as you know, a friend of mine is killed by someone dressed as this character? I don't know. It was Spider-Man. It wasn't Spider-Man. I don't know. The news says it wasn't him. Just some guy in a costume. Fine. But the man who killed my Ben that night, the police told me someone got to him first. Got to his killer before they could. They didn't see who. They didn't say who. Was it this Spider-Man too? I don't know. Now you think about it, the details of it, the ones we know, kinda sounds like it might have. Why does a guy dress up in a costume and do things like that? It is 100% beyond me. 100%. I don't understand it. And now I have to sit and worry because Peter is at that stage where he wants to go off and be by himself, just like his father. Just like his damn father. That man used to walk away from us in mid-conversation, lost in some science thought that had just occurred to him. And what am I supposed to do about it? Right? Why was I jumping down Peter's throat? I'm supposed to ground Peter? For wanting to read a book? I'm supposed to what? The boy is just at that age, and I'm not mad at him for reading. I'm not even mad that he bailed out of class. I'm not. I had this total anxiety breakdown thing over not knowing if Spider-Man had hurt him. Huh? Is that normal? Is that insane? All the things in the world. And I'm sitting there having a complete nervous breakdown because I'm worried Spider-Man got to him. Not getting hit by a bus or mugged in the subway or even struck by lightning. I'm worried about a guy in a costume.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you still feel guilty for seeing a therapist?
Yes. Yeah. 10 years ago, my sister died. My sister was my best friend. And I did not go to a therapist. Last year, my husband, Ben, dies. Violently. Right in front of me. Right in front of my eyes. My husband dies. And I didn't go to a therapist. And why did I start coming here? Because a man I hardly know.
The police captain?
Captain Stacy. A man I've talked to half a dozen times my entire life. He dies, and now I decide to go to a therapist. There's just something wrong with me. I'm just sick about the whole thing.
And how do you think this feeling manifests itself? Gwen Stacy? The police captain's daughter. The young girl you took in. Am I getting that right?
Yes. I'm using her. There's no other way to say it. I am using her.
How so?
This girl loses Her father, girl's mother, abandons her. I take her in, I say, out of the goodness of my heart. But really, she's there for me. Not for her, for me. She's there to give me something to do for that hour and a half in the evening when I don't... That hour and a half where, if I stop moving for a second, I'll be left alone with my thoughts. And I'll have to hear the ghosts.
The ghosts?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have ghosts. They don't talk. They don't do anything. I can't see them. I'm not that crazy. But when it's quiet, I know they're there. So, I use this girl. I dragged her into my home under false pretenses of kindness, and I did it so there was enough ruckus in the house to cover up the quiet.
Well, May.
Listen. Peter found this tape. An old videotape of all of us at a picnic. Probably, I don't know, 12 years ago. A picnic that, frankly, I don't even remember going to.
Who was on the tape?
My ghosts. Ben, my husband, little Peter, some friends. And I looked at the people on this tape, and my first thought was, oh, my God, I am being punished. My life is a dull, gray, sickly mockery of the life I had on that tape. That woman on that tape was in love and had a family. Why has this happened to me? Why? Why can't I love someone without them dying? Oh God. I look around me and realize that I am so alone.
You're not alone, May. You have friends. You have Peter.
I push Peter away. I do. Every chance I get. Any chance to tell him to leave the house, I push him out the door. I attack him. I accuse him. Spider-Man? I don't care about Spider-Man. See, he has a girlfriend. Mary Jane. He doesn't know this about me, but since he was a little boy, since the first night he moved in with us, I check on him every night. And lately, half the time, he isn't even in there. He crawls out the window and runs down the street to see her. When I was that age, I had run away from home and was sleeping in some guy's basement in San Francisco. So what am I going to do about him running across the street with his all A's? See? What am I going to do? He has had so little love in his life, so little happiness. I know the kids at school are mean to him. He's a good boy, and they're always mean to the kind-hearted. How can I take away from him one moment of potential love or happiness. After all he's been through, after all he has lost.
Are you worried that they are having sex?
Listen, he's a smart kid. We had the talk. I trust that he's being smart. I have to. But my point is that I let him sneak out in the middle of the night. I let him work in the city. This city. I let him come and go as he pleases and lock himself in that basement for God knows. I let him do whatever he wants, and I pride myself on being so free and open with him, letting him grow. And then I attack him for using the freedom I offer him. But I know the truth. I know that I am pushing him away from me on purpose, because I know if he gets too close to me, he'll die. Like everyone else.
May, do you actually think that you're loving someone?
No. No. When I use logic, I know it's crazy talk. I'm not crazy. I know that they're not connected, but I can't help it. My thoughts. Spider-Man. All of it. I can't help what I think. I don't want him to die. I love Peter so much. I do. And I don't tell him enough. In my quest to be Aunt Cool Chick, I don't want to smother him. And then, all of a sudden, I wig out. I scream and carry on at him. If I can't find him for the 2 seconds I look. This Gwen girl, I use her to do all my smothering and mothering. I use her to... I'm not a good person, don't you see? I'm pushing away people I love and giving my affection to total strangers. I'm not a good person.
Well, I think you're being unusually hard on yourself, May. These tragedies in your life, you shouldn't feel guilty for coming here to talk about them. You shouldn't feel guilty about any of your feelings. Nothing about these feelings is easy. And I want to point out that the way you've chosen to deal with tragedy is to reach out and help people. You could be moping, drinking, anything, but you brought a stranger into your home. Most people would never do that. I'm not just saying that to make you feel better. I really believe it. You probably saved that girl's life. Do you need her as much as she needs you? Maybe. And you know what? That's what being a part of a civilization is. Our society. People need each other. It's okay. But I do think you should talk to Peter more. I think the tragedy in your life is a shared tragedy. And I think that he may be going through a surprising amount of the same things. Similar issues. He might be relieved. It might make him feel better knowing you both have these feelings. Our time is almost up. But I want to say, I think a lot of this has to do with your feeling guilty for having romantic feelings for this police captain. Having to deal with his sudden death like that. It's just an unfortunate twist of fate, May. It just is. But that aside, I will say, at this stage, your interest in another man is healthy and to be applauded. Life goes on, May. It does. As far as this Spider-Man goes, there's something there. But we can pick up on that next time. But, And I do mean this. You're doing a lot better than you think you are.
I'd have to be. Hi, Peter.
Hi.
How was work?
Sucked.
You get caught in the rain?
Yeah.
Where's Gwen?
Don't know.
You okay?
I don't know.
Hey, you want to go on a date with your old aunt?
A date?
Let's go. Right now. We'll go to that movie theater where they serve the pizza. Just you and me.
I have homework.
One night. You'll blow it off.
Really?
One night you can afford.
What movie?
Who cares? They're all terrible. Right now.
I want what you took from me, and I want it right now.
I am going to lose it!